Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. And much warmer air on the way. And also the chance of some severe thunderstorms, so we'll keep an eye on that. I'm not convinced of that, but I do think it's certainly possible, and it would be probably tomorrow afternoon is the way it would work. So let's get into that first off. So 8 a.m. tomorrow to 8 a.m. Sunday, that's where this is the window for this forecast of severe weather. And you can see that the yellow area takes up the eastern part of the UP, northwest lower Michigan, and then trails back to the southwest. And then the southeast half of lower Michigan, not so much in a much of a chance of severe weather. Now we change it to chance of a tornado, and there is enough shear for some rotation, small chance, 2% chance. The damaging wind gust chance, 15%. Again, Mackinac City to Alpena to the Traverse City, Charlevoix area, Houghton Lake, Cadillac, down to Ludington and Manistee, and the chance of hail in that same region. So let's look at the big picture, give you an idea of when the rain is generally going to hit. And then we'll look at the radar forecast. Hey, first, let me say hi to some folks. Michael Moore, good morning. Adam Coppin, thanks for watching. Liza Marcus, good morning to you. And Jessica Swearin, thanks for watching the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. And so here is the European model. Today, dry, winds start to pick up. We start to warm up some. This is overnight tonight. This would be 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. So we'll start to get showers. Traverse City, Cadillac, Mount Pleasant, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Kalamazoo, all the western sections, and the showers will eventually toward 2 a.m. show up at Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, into Flint, into the Ann Arbor, Detroit area. This is 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. And I want to say, I've already had a couple of calls, baseball games tomorrow, high school baseball games. Don't cancel it yet, because I think this could blow through early in the morning and be dried out. So don't do any canceling. It's mostly an overnight rain, so up through 8 a.m., we all get showers, and then we go 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., still showing showers in the thumb and on the east side of the state, but remember, that could be at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. We go to 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., and it's dry, and we're in a strong southwesterly wind and warming up a lot. So my point is, I think it's early morning thunderstorms, and then if it's severe, it would be tomorrow evening and overnight. And you can see that line developing from Sault Ste. Marie to Mackinac City down to the Traverse City area, and as it moves south Saturday night, it weakens and dissipates, comes down as a cold front, stalls at about I-94, and then the main storm out to the west drives that back to the north as a warm front. So Sunday afternoon and evening, I could see it getting quite stormy in northern half of the state, and that could have severe weather with it. We're not painted in that region yet, but we could. Stacy Nag, frost anytime? I don't know where you are, but southern half of Michigan, no frost in the offing the next 2 weeks, so you'd have to say we're done. Northern lower Michigan, the cold pockets always usually get a frost sometime in mid-May. But it certainly could be done. If you could plant a few plants and cover it, then you'd be all right. Okay, so then we go into Monday, and the cold front comes through with showers and thunderstorms, and we see that next week. We have little batches, 6-hour periods of showers and thunderstorms on the way. So I guess I would call it a more active type weather pattern. Andrew Barber, so no bonfire Saturday night. wouldn't say that. Depends on where you're at. If you're in the north, those could come through 10, 11, midnight or so. So here we go with the radar forecast. This is tonight. And this is overnight tonight. There's the showers and thunderstorms. And they could be potent at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Okay, so this is 5 a.m. tomorrow. Scattered thunderstorms around, could be potent, and they have those in the severe window, so it's possible. 7 a.m., 8, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So you see what I'm saying? Is it looks like 7 to 10 in the morning could be quite stormy around. I wouldn't call it massive thunderstorms, and then it dries out as we go into the afternoon. And then we get the cold front coming south with the thunderstorms overnight Saturday night and weakening as they do so, and then draped across I-94 Sunday morning and lifting northward with some thunderstorms at that point. So here's the total precipitation forecast through tomorrow. Streaks of inch plus type rains, streaks in the thunderstorms. Just a second, I lost you guys, everybody. Okay, there we go. Abby Peters, any chance of tornadoes over this weekend for the Battle Creek area? I would not say so. Frank Milkey, anything expected severe for Lapeer? I would say probably not. We'll have to watch Sunday evening. There's an old saying in meteorology, never trust a warm front, because they're kind of a little bit more silent than cold fronts, but severe weather does occur along warm fronts, and I think we'll have a strong warm front shifting back through the state from south to north during the day on Sunday. So here's your rain into Saturday. It's light in the southeast, less than 1/10 of an inch. You can go back to the northwest where the storms are. You could be over an inch. Let's call it a 1/2 inch to an inch in the northern part of the state. Then we go into Sunday and that warm front, and it paints some more on. Remember, this is, during the day on Sunday. So just keep an eye on it. It's not a canceling type weekend unless you know that it's the time period when the brunt of the storms are coming through. Today we're in the 60 to 65 degree range for most of us, still cold along the northeast shoreline. Here's tomorrow. Hey, good morning, Martin. I'm not going to try your name. I don't know how to say it. Lugura? Maybe? Saturday, upper 70s. Sunday, upper 70s. There could be an 80 at Kalamazoo, Ann Arbor, Monroe, Coldwater. Monday, 70s. Tuesday, most of us in the 70s. Wednesday, most of us in the 70s. Thursday, 60s. And again, remember, this model always wants to try to bring a cold air mass down 8, 9, 10 days. So it cools us to highs in the upper 50s by next weekend on Saturday, and then back to the 60s. What else I got lined up for you here? Here's the extended forecast. A 6 to 10 day next week, obviously warmer than normal. 8 to 14 day now starting to shade down a little bit on temperatures, but still running warmer than normal. And one last thing I have lined up for you is this is the upper airflow. Remember, this is important. This is the most important map. This is 15,000 feet up, the steering currents of the atmosphere and how much warmer or colder than normal it is in the upper atmosphere, and that translates to at the ground. So what you get out of this is that we have a very spring-like pattern. I think we better be on the lookout for severe weather too over the next few weeks to a month. If it stays like this, we would be in a severe weather patch. So this is the weekend and the warm weather. Note that the storm systems coming out of the Rockies are hitting this high pressure ridge over us and being shunted straight north into Canada. Is that the theme for summer? A high pressure ridge aloft in the middle part of the U.S.? If so, look out. Barn burning warmth would be on the way. So this is next week. And remember, these disturbances come through, so we can get clumps of thunderstorms. I would say we're going to get into our severe weather season. Now we're at May 5th, May 6th. The ridge is there and a trough is developing along the east coast. This is May 11th. That right there to me would look like a lot of 60s and 70s with what I would call ridge runner disturbances coming over the top out of the northern Rockies through the Dakotas, Minnesota, down toward Michigan. That can be a severe weather pattern if the timing is such that those storms move through in the late afternoon and evening on a hot day. So how quickly things change. We've been talking about frost and freezing temperatures yesterday morning. Now, not really any frost for lower Michigan, let's say, in the next 2 weeks. Probably says the southern half of the state is done with frost because we're going to have 4 or 5 days in the 70s. That's going to really boost the soil temperatures big time. And then we're looking at be really, really hard to frost. So there you have it. We'll keep an eye on the storms for you Saturday. Probably a common sense type severe weather situation where you would wait out an hour storm that could be, marginally severe or so. You wouldn't want to get yourself caught out in the middle of Sleeping Bear Dunes or something like that, hiking when there's lightning and thunder and severe storms. But generally, if you were close by, I would say this would be a pretty safe situation. So there you go. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Friday. You probably will hear from me, at least in written form, tomorrow. Take care.